Good evening to everyone. Welcome to our newest election coverage tonight. We have primaries in Nebraska and in West Virginia. Polls will close in West Virginia in just 3 minutes from now. And also, Newark mayor election. Barack was former candidate in the New Jersey gubernatorial primary. We'll see if he is able to get re-election here, but I assume he will. In West Virginia, we have Senate, we have House, we have state legislature, and also a couple of interesting races like mayoral elections, also Supreme Court elections and Court of Appeals. We'll see about those in just 2 minutes from now. And also in Nebraska, we'll have Senate, Governor, House, state legislature, and many races across the state of Nebraska. So as you can see here, it's going to be an interesting night for sure. I expect to be quite fast at counting everything because the states are very small. We don't expect too much of an argument or too much of votes there. As you can see here now, polls will close in just 2 minutes from now in the state of Nebraska, and they will close in 1 hour and a half in the state of, we'll close in 2 minutes in the state of West Virginia, and we'll close in just 1 hour and a half from now in the state of Nebraska, and in just 32 minutes in the mayor election in Newark. As you can see here, we also have a special election in Georgia that's already 22% in. As you can see here right now, Alvin Payton, the Democrat, all of them are Democrats, leads with 37%. I suspect those are the early votes, and we're still waiting for more. Maybe I can go here to Georgia at some point. These are the votes we already got in terms of the primary for Georgia, 605,000 votes. Maybe I can go here to election results, and I can actually check here whether those are early or not. I mean, as you can see here, those are advanced voting, so that means it's the early voting. Okay, we already got the absentee by mail, and Alvin Payton is also winning those. I mean, it's only 22 votes. Come on, we're still waiting for the election day vote. I don't know how many precincts are out. I mean, it's only 8 precincts, so not really too much waiting in that situation right now. 1 minute until polls close. We have now 3 people watching. Thank you guys so much for being there. Yeah, I don't expect too much out of this live stream. It's not a competitive election. We don't have competitive primaries. So, I mean, if you want to be there, I'm just so happy that you are, but it's not going to be, maybe those Supreme Court races are interesting, but the other ones, I'm not so sure about it, to be honest. But now we're at 500 subscribers, so thank you so much for all the support. We're only 499. And yeah, state of Georgia polls already closed. It's not closing soon. They already closed, as you can see here. And yeah, they don't have here in the New York Times, but as you can see, Alvin Payton is winning with 37.6% of the votes here in Decision Desk HQ. As you can see here, 22% of the votes. They're still waiting for 80% of the votes. As you can see here in the Supreme Court of Appeals, we have one Supreme Court race, also another one in the intermediate Court of Appeals as well. Daniel Greener's seat, as you can see here, is running for re-election. Probably he will win. Also, we have a lot of state primaries in Nebraska, but now polls have closed in West Virginia. We're now waiting for the first results to come in the beautiful state of West Virginia. How those will come fast. It's a very small state. We're not expecting too much of turnout there. You can see here. Maybe I can go here to West Virginia Senate primaries in the Republican side. So let me just open that. We're expecting, as you can see here, probably not even 100,000 votes. And when it comes to the Democratic side, also Jeffrey Kessler will win that. It was a competitive race before him, but now it's not. We're expecting maybe 100,000 as well, or less than that, I would say. Right now, okay, we have to wait for the results, but I mean, if you have any question, you can ask me. Good evening, Cindy Burbank, let's go. Okay, we'll see. We'll actually have to wait and see. And let me just check here in West Virginia. Okay. Still nothing there. Of course, we're still expecting that. And here you have Carol Miller as well in the House. So we don't have in the second for the Republican side. That's interesting as well. But I mean, we'll see. We'll have to wait. We'll have to wait and see. But right now, in the Democratic primary, this is, as we mentioned, Cindy Burbank, but this is not really. This is not important. I mean, the Democrats in Nebraska, they will not have any great result because they won't even go to the general election with the intention of winning. They have the independent and Osborne that probably will be the answer I'm sorry, that probably will be the a challenger against Pete Ricketts, the incumbent, also Republican. So we'll see about that. I'm not expecting too much out of this Democratic ticket here, and maybe who wins tonight probably will quit before the race actually. Before the race actually kicks in November. I'm not so sure about this. I mean, probably the polls and the Democratic Party in Nebraska endorsed the independent, so it's really, I mean, those two candidates probably, this can be a competitive race. I'm not so sure about that, but it's not really significant right now. 2 minutes after polls close in West Virginia, still nothing in. Here in Georgia, we're still at the same point, still waiting for more votes. I mean, I'm just gonna now do a very quick break of around 2 minutes or so, and I'm gonna be back soon, or as soon as we got results here. So we just got the first results, and Shirley Mercado, Republican senator, is actually losing right now. This is interesting. Jefferson County here. Tom Willis is winning 46 to 42. I'm just trying here to check something because maybe he's more of a, I don't know, MAGA supporter. I just want to check who the guy is, to be honest, and what is his policies to try to understand better. And maybe I just want to now check. So he's a senator, so a state senator, okay? And that's the point. I'm just trying here to understand. And he ran for state senate in 2024 and defeated incumbent, the president of the West Virginia Senate. This was actually interesting. So he's famous for defeating incumbents. That's interesting. And now he's trying to challenge Senator Capito here from West Virginia. Let's just try here in terms of the polls. Do we have polls? Do we have? I don't know. In terms of the funding, he got almost $500,000 raised, and she got 5.8 million raised. We also got Derek Evans, which is not here, and maybe he quit the race. We don't actually have polls, which is too bad. Let me just try to go to ChatGPT or Claude just to try to understand his policies, because maybe he's more of a MAGA supporter, and if that is true, we might see him do better in those rural counties. Let me just try here that. Policies, West Virginia. So, okay, now Capito just took the lead again. And more. So, as you can see here, that is 62-21 Marion County. Let me just open here 2024 results. Otherwise, it will be harder to understand what that county is exactly. But Trump won every county in West Virginia, as you know. But let me just go there. So, that one is a 50. So, I can see here. So, actually, yeah, he's a very strong supporter of Donald Trump. So yeah, he's very anti-abortion, strong gun rights, strict immigration enforcement and deportations. Also emphasizes on traditional family values, opposition to transgender medical treatments for minors. So he's a very MAGA candidate there. Okay, and now we're gonna watch that. But I can see here he did great here in Jefferson County here so far. He's winning there. So if those are the early votes, which might be, we have to wait, of course. Let's just do here in terms of the early voting. So we got 32,000 in terms of the early voting, 660. And right now, let me just go here because this might be an interesting race, to be honest. And we got 660. So those are the early votes. If Tom Wills is a MAGA candidate, we might see him do better in the election day vote. So this might be the best percentage for Shirley Mercado when it comes to Marion County, when it comes to Jefferson County, but we'll have to wait. Right now it's 46, 42. Let me just write it here. So 46, 42. I'm not so sure if this needs 50% plus 1 to win, but I'm not so sure about that. I don't think it needs. And in this one here, Marion County, non-Monongalia, that's the most Democratic county, even though it still voted for Trump, 62. And Tom Wills is only getting 12%. That's crazy, but we'll have to wait. So that one, Marion County, it voted for Trump by 31 points. And right now he's doing not so great there. So we'll have to wait. In the Democratic side, not really competitive so far. Rachel is winning. But let me just check here the polls. I mean, what is Kalshi saying? But right now here, you can see Polymarket is saying 99.9. Kalshi is saying 99.20. Let's go to the Democratic side. And 93 for Kessler. And right now, Kessler is in second. We'll have to wait. I mean, of course, we'll have to wait. But this is an interesting situation. So we just got in the second district. Already 6% of the vote for the Democrats in the Democratic side. That's really something. Now we have 7 people watching. Thank you guys so much for being there. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Leave your like down below. If you want more content, more election coverage like we got in the United Kingdom, that was a very interesting stuff, by the way. We got a lot of people, a lot of new subscribers. That was amazing. I just want to thank you again. And we just got that was uncontested in the Republican side. So 6% already in. And in the Supreme Court race, we have an incumbent losing. Look at that. Not here. An incumbent is losing in the second district. Tom Ewing. I just want to check here. I'm sorry, but I just want to check exactly who that guy is. Policies. West Virginia. I just want to compare both candidates because if we're seeing more Trumpy candidates running better, that's probably interesting. I just want to know. So basically, as you can see here, yeah, most of them are not really not really that MAGA. Are really that MAGA, but I mean, if you have any question, now we have 5 people watching. Yeah. So, yeah, Tom Elwing is a more moderate more moderate person than Bill Flanagan or Flanagan. Or I'm not so sure how to say the name. But as you can see here, that's so far what we have. But he's more moderate. I'm sorry, he's more moderate. So far, he's losing it. We'll have to wait. But so far, he's not looking great for the moderates, if you will, of course. Let's just go here behind because we have also the Court of Appeals and again an incumbent losing. We'll see. We'll have to wait, but this is not looking great for the incumbents. You can see here as well a lot of 28% in it already here in the 74th. Also very competitive, and the incumbent is barely winning, and that's interesting in the state senate. Let me just check here. Nothing too important. Now we have 9 people watching, guys. Thank you so much. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. We're 501. Let's go to 502, maybe more. We'll just have to wait and see. But I think it's certainly possible. And if you have any question about any race today, we have primaries in West Virginia, primaries in Nebraska, and also mayoral election in Newark. So this is just the votes we have right now. Just want to say thank you so much for being there. It's such an amazing situation to have you there. Okay, we just got more votes, and it was here in Wood County. So here's still the same percentage exactly. Let me just now say Wood County. Wood County 65-16. So I mean, but for an incumbent only getting 60%, that's not really great if that stays. Now we have 12 people watching, guys. Thank you so much. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, leave a like down below as well to help the channel. And so far this is a 65-16, and that was for Trump by 43 points. That was great for Trump, and now also Shelley Mercado is also doing great. Right now down to 48 in the Democratic side. So we have actually the Republicans are barely winning in turnout so far, but that's just because it's the early vote, so we'll have to wait for more of the election day votes to come in. And that's actually not surprising a lot. You know, Democrats usually vote early. They tend to vote by mail. I think Shelley will win the rep primary. That's expected. I mean, you need to understand she's the incumbent, so it's not really a surprising thing. You can see here as well. So he's now doing better. Gerald Titus, but I'm not so sure if I'm pronouncing it correct again. But if I'm not, please say so, so I can correct myself. But as you can see here, very competitive race between 3 candidates, and Laura is actually winning so far. Very interesting, but she's actually not winning any she's actually winning Jefferson. And in here, 62-38 still. So the incumbent's still losing. Okay, that one is the same thing. I'm not sure why I have 2 things the same open, but okay. So the rest, okay, these are the Senate primaries. Let's just go here because I want to check something. In the Democratic side, we have 9% of the vote in already. Charleston is where University of West Virginia is. Yeah, that's one of the biggest counties, not the biggest. I think it's the biggest county, Kanawha County. You can see here, it's like 73,000 votes exactly. Monongalia is also not very democratic, but it's the most democratic county, as I said previously, in West Virginia, as you can see here. And Charleston West, you can see some precincts. I mean, I can show you the map by precinct. Maybe it's better to show that exactly. Let's go here to 2024. Let's go to West Virginia. Let me just load the map. This takes a while because it's a lot of precincts. I think it's more than 170,000 of them. You can see here, go to Charleston. This is Charleston. And if you go to the University of West Virginia, if I can find it, of course, it's not here. I mean, I'm sure where it is, but as you can see here, we do have, okay, it's here, University of Charleston. So if you go here, look, Kamala won this precinct, for example, also here. So Kamala got some precincts here around 70%. That's why you can see, even in Republican places, you can see the Democrats are actually do great when it comes to the cities. And when you go to Monongalia, which is just right here, Morgantown, you can see Kamala getting 70%. and many those high percentages around Morgantown, part of Mongolia County. The votes we got was basically here. That's also West Virginia here, and we got some votes there. That's why this is Jefferson County, if I'm not mistaken. Let me just now, still nothing in so far. Let's go to Georgia because I think we got more votes there. At least it's supposed to get more votes. She just got the first election in votes, and Christine is actually winning. Not so sure if that will be enough. It probably won't be enough for her to win. So far we already have one precinct reported. We're still missing. I'm sorry, we already have 7 precincts reported. We're still missing 1, but that's actually going in the. So I think we can project that Alvin Payton will be the winner in the state's House of Representatives, the district 177 in the I'm sorry, not the Democratic. This is just the general election, if I'm not mistaken. Let's just go here again. Let's go to the Georgia primary. I'm sorry, not the Georgia primary, the Georgia general. They didn't project yet, but I think it's over. I mean, 25%. I think it's much more than that. Now we have 13 people watching, guys. Thank you so much for being there. Forget to subscribe to the channel. Leave a like down below. You know the usual things we usually talk about. That's the things I want to see that. And yeah, let me just now check again if we actually have so let me just try here to still the same, still 60% for Shelley Mercado, 60% right now, 60.5. So that is what is expected. Right now we'll have to wait until we get more results. Right now they have the votes left, so 10,000 here, 5,000 there. So they're not expecting too much. I mean, I think it's 100,000, and they're expecting 100,000 in the Republican side and maybe like 70,000 in the Democratic side. It's not really a lot of results. We only have results in the 2nd district. I think it'll be much more interesting in terms of the in terms of the Democratic in terms of the primaries in Nebraska. Polls will close in 1 hour and 8 minutes. And now in Newark, polls will close in just 8 minutes. Let me just open that and see here. Barack is a favorite incumbent to win there. We already have that one open there, but it doesn't matter. And let me just go here to West Virginia again. This is actually interesting so far. I mean, it's not really that competitive. Let me just go. Okay, we just got one out of votes here, and Tom Willis is getting 12%, and Mercado is getting 79%. This is interesting. So he's doing great here. It's the best percentage for him. It also got Mongolia, which is 71% for Mercado. So Mercado is doing better in the Democratic parts of West Virginia, or the most Democratic, because they're still Republican. I mean, West Virginia is a very, very Republican state from the get-go, so you're not actually expecting too much of an argument from the Democrats here. This is just a sense to see how bad can an incumbent perform in West Virginia. Right now, I just got that. We just got votes in Mongolia, and that's going 71-10. Let me just note here. Still nothing from election vote across. Maybe I can go here to the official state website, West Virginia results state gov. Maybe I can find here the election results, the official, so we can know by precinct. I'm not so sure where I can find that, but okay. Yeah, actually, I'm not finding it. Maybe I am. Is this? No, this is not. Election results center. So page not found. Why it says page not found? I'm just trying here to. So today is the 13th of May. Maybe I'm sorry, the 12th. For me, it's the 13th already, but that doesn't matter. Where is that election or historical? No, I don't want that. I'm just trying here to find in the website so I can show you as well. But it's not really okay. Now I just got another vote here in Harrison County, 71-12. And right now, I mean, Capito is getting more percentage, but still, we'll have to wait for those election votes, because if this is the early and if Tom Willis get the election vote by a very substantial margin, that doesn't really matter. But so far, we have to wait here. Also got a county for Jeffrey Kessler. This one was the expected to win. So far, So far this is getting destroyed, but okay, we'll have to wait, and yes, we'll have to wait. So now Gerald Titus, the incumbent, is in third place. That's terrible. It's really terrible, and he's only winning one county, Wood County. And here, I mean, we're seeing right now two incumbents losing for Supreme Court races. They might go down. They might go down both, which is interesting, of course. It's always interesting to see incumbents going House, Board of Schools, and other special ballot questions. Yeah, I'm just trying to wait for. I'm just trying to check here the website for results, but it's really not intuitive. I'm not finding them. So historical election results, 2024 primaries. No, I want 2026 primaries. Or why I can find that? I'm not so sure. Maybe I can go to ChatGPT again. Official website. Maybe they don't. Maybe they don't have some states. They don't have a centralized website. Sometimes it happens. But I think West Virginia does. I'm just trying here to find. I'm just finding results from 2017. Which is terrible. I mean, now you have 5 people watching, guys. If you want to subscribe to the channel, that helps a lot. And let me just here trying to find as well. Same thing. And yeah, here's still the same 6%. Now we just got more votes. I don't know where that was, to be honest. Maybe I can try to find it. Yeah, I don't know where. I think it was here in Campbell County, 75-14. Let me just note that. Okay, now 67% for shielding more capital. Let's just go to the Democratic side. Still 12% of the vote in. And right now, Jeffrey Kessler expected to win this, as you can see here in the Democratic side. Okay, now it flipped. I mean, look at this. This is incredible. And now Rachel Anderson has 92% chance of winning Colchi. That's crazy. I mean, why you... And we have a tie in Mingo County, West Virginia. Very interesting. Right now we have 5 people watching, guys. It's not really that much, but okay, it's understandable. And I'm just trying to find, but yeah, I cannot find the website because this is not really going. I'm not really finding that. But okay, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. If you have any question, guys, feel free to ask. I'm gonna be very happy to answer. And yeah, let's go now to again here. And now the New York Times just projected Capito to win the primary in the Republican side, even though this could be more competitive if my thesis of Tom Willis doing much better in the election vote, because he's a more Trumpy guy. That's why I'm expecting him to do better in that voting. But so far, the results are going in the right direction for Capito, and that's why they projected the race here. In the Democratic side, a much more competitive race. We'll have to wait a lot to get results. I think Rachel might be a more progressive candidate here. That's why she's getting results there. I'm just here to find something. Because I'm just trying to understand the races. It's not really important for November. But the more progressive is Zachary Shrewsbury, or how I'm saying it, and he's getting high percentages. Where? That's a great question. I'm not so sure. I cannot find him here. And okay, he's doing great here in Nicholas County. That's next to Charleston. It makes sense. And the more moderate is Rachel Fatty Anderson. That's why she's not winning so far. And Kessler is a moderate to left-wing candidate here. So it's kind of in the mid part. Well, of course, that's just a curiosity. We don't expect the Democrats to win West Virginia. They won't win West Virginia. I can tell you that. I cannot. Maybe I don't know who's going to control the Senate, but I know that Capito was going to win again. I can tell you that. Newark now polls have closed. In Nebraska, they will close in 59 minutes. Right now, I can see here as well. Okay, they just got now project. So I mean, before based on polls and other data. But that's interesting. We'll have to wait and see. But in the Democratic side, still the same thing. Maybe we can go here to check. Still the same as well. This is certainly a competitive election. I mean, all of them in 4,000 votes. And here, we might see the incumbent losing it so far. It might be that. It might be. It might be. It might be so far. And now I just got more votes. I mean, João Moreira he might be from this area. That's why he's doing so great. But I'm still waiting for the election day votes. That's why I only got like 60 votes here. That was 74 votes. So let me just right here to get how many we got in the early voting. That was 500. So we're still waiting for more early voting there to come in. Right now he got 0.2 up, only with 70 votes. So that's 43-36. Okay, it's now noted. And 83-8 in Nicholas County. Let me just check Nicholas County. That was high for Trump. Looks like they're matching the percentage. I mean, Trump got 70% in West Virginia. Looks like the more Trump candidate is getting the percentage Kamala Harris got statewide. Of course, not in the same places, but I'm just understanding statewide because this probably can be 67 to 16 or maybe in that area. And yeah. I mean, we're still at 501, but it's understandable. We don't have a lot of people watching. I'm gonna be here. I don't know by how much or for how much time. Maybe by for 1 or 2 hours. We're already here for 36 minutes. Time goes fast when we're having fun. And I mean, the House we have 5% there, 19% here in the Democratic side for the second. And this is a very competitive election. Let's just bring that up because this is actually competitive. I mean, you see a lot of colors. Stephen Wendland is getting 17%, and he's out of the race, even though he's the only one who gets a picture. And we'll see the race between Ace Percy and Stephanie Spears Tomana. We'll see about who's gonna win there. I think Ace Percy might be the more progressive. That's why is getting 66%. We'll see about that. And really Moore is getting. I mean, but those two districts are gonna go for the Republicans no matter what happens. I mean, you can check it here. The both of them. And those are very Republican districts. I mean, one Republican won 71 to 29, and the other one has got 66 to 26. So the race here is very simple. It's who gets a high percentage. It's not really about who's going to win because all of them are going to win. The Republican side, incumbent is getting 82%, so not really significant so far. Let's go again to, I mean, you got now the first votes. I'm really sorry. The first votes in Newark mayoral race, and right now Barack, incumbent mayor, is getting 75% of the vote. That's really interesting, but that was expected. I mean, he's incumbent mayor. It's not really surprising for him to get a 75% share of the vote. And now he just got more votes. I don't know where that was. Maybe I can check it. I'm not so sure where that was. I think it was here in Wood County. Let me just try to find it. Yeah, but I don't think those were great results for Tom Willis because I got here 62-12. Sorry, no, that was here in Marion. So Wood, 71-10. No, that was here in Harrison. So I mean, I don't think we got results there, to be honest. Maybe we got, but I'm not so sure about it. I don't think we got. So yeah, right now Wood is at that. Campbell is at 75-14, and okay, the rest is still the same point. Even though now the margin shrunk a bit, but it's still the same point, mainly. And yeah. Guys, if you have any question, lots of House, I'm just trying to read that. Lots of House delegates incumbents are losing. Let me just try to find that. Let me just try to check that. Okay, let me just try to check. I know it's here in Nebraska. For God's sake, it's here. So right now we're seeing, okay, those are winning. This is state senate, so yeah, state senate, all of them are winning. So in the state house, the House of Delegates, we have one losing, another one, and another one. So we have a lot of them are losing actually. We have like 5 or 6 of them. It's actually interesting. I mean, if this holds, this might be an interesting sign that a lot of incumbents are having trouble being reelected, which is sometimes not really a question you ask, but this is really becoming serious. Now the difference shrinks to now only 0.8 percentage points, and the New Yorkers still at 12%. That's probably one of the mail-in votes. And right now, okay, this is even closer right now. In West Virginia, Senate is still the same. Now Decision Desk HQ projected Capito to win the race as well, which is interesting. I mean, usually Decision Desk are the first to project. Right now, they were the last ones to project. Even after the New York Times, they're still waiting for a projection to the Democratic side. Let's just go to Georgia because, okay, now in Georgia, here into this race, we're still missing one, even though, yeah, exactly, they're still at the same point and still nothing in. Now we have 8 people watching. Thank you so much for being there. I mean, if we can earn like 1 or 2 subscribes, that will be amazing. But I'm not so sure about it at this point. And in the Supreme Court race, still the same. I'm just gonna do now a quick break of around 1 or 2 minutes. I'm gonna be back soon. I'm gonna leave the results open in the Republican side because it's the most interesting race, even though it's already projected. I don't really think the other ones are interesting at all, to be honest. So right now we're at 8%. We just got more votes. Let me just try here to check where those votes came in. I think it was here in Putin County, Suburban County now, 75-15. I think Trump got there 72-26. Okay. Here we're still at the same point. We got Taylor County as well, 43% of the vote. Capito is getting 66%. And the rest are still at the same point, which kind of sucks a bit. We're still waiting to get more insights of actually how's the election vote coming in, or how strong he's getting for um, Willis, as that's my thesis so far, but we'll have to wait. In the New York mayoral, still the same. In West Virginia, for the second congressional district, still the same to the Democratic side. And here in the Supreme Court election, we might want to check it now. That incumbent is leading. That's something. I mean, he's leading in more suburban counties. That's true. So he might do poor when it comes to election day, and here still losing 62-39. Even though Tom Ewing was able to win Putin County. So far here I'm not so sure. So yeah, this is all parties together. So I have 20,000. You just got more votes here. Yeah, but still not from the areas I'm interested in. I'm interested in to check the votes in mainly. Okay, we just got more votes we got here in Raleigh County. Raleigh is in North Carolina, but here we also got one in West Virginia. And let me just try here to check again. Okay, now Alexander just came after it. Here's still the same, exactly. But that's 67-27, 27% for Willis. So he might do better here when it comes to election. He might go up about 30 or 35%. If he can get like 20 something, 25 or so, that might be interesting. But so far we have to wait until we can confirm that. It's not really guaranteed yet. And now we have 6 people watching. We just got another vote here in Mingo. Not Mingo, I think it was Boone County. We don't have Charleston, which is Kanawha County. We don't have it yet. We're still waiting for that. Boone County 81-11 so far. And in the Democratic side, this is a mess in the Democratic side. Look at this, 45-23. This is a tie in Mingo County, as I showed you before. And right now, Boone County going for Cooper. He's getting 10% statewide, but he's winning Boone County with 31%. That's really a mess what's happening in the Democratic primary. Is really a jungle primary, I would say, even though it's not, because we don't have every candidate, every party together. Right now, the margin just became even closer here in the second congressional district election here in the West Virginia, which is still the same point. It's the okay now independent. Okay, again winning in Boone County. That's also suburban county, and in here in the Division 2, that's a special election. Both are special elections. Again, Tom Ewing, the incumbent, also doing very great, which is surprising for me. Why is Tom Ewing not doing great in Mongolia, which is a very democratic county? I'm sorry, not a very democratic county. I'm sorry, it's a more democratic county. I'm not so sure why he's not doing great there, but we're still missing 24,000 votes in Kanawha County. I'm not so sure. I don't see him winning, to be honest. Now I just got more votes. We just check where those votes came in. I think it was from a pre-existing county. I'm not so sure where. That's the problem. Thoughts on my comment? Yeah, I already talked about that previously. I mean, here I'm not. The Democratic primary here in Nebraska is useless. Useless, to be honest, because the Democratic Party of Nebraska endorsed independent Dan Osborne to win the ticket. So whoever wins the primary here in the Democratic side will not get a vote, basically, because the Democratic Party of Nebraska already endorsed Dan Osborne to win the election. So I mean, that's probably a more or a better attempt to win it. I'm not so sure if this is really. I mean, probably we'll see one of the two winning, but that is insignificant, and we might see them dropping out of the race before the election actually kicks in. This doesn't seem correct at all. I mean, the best hope for the Democrats is to actually that independent to knock out Pete Ricketts, the independent. I'm sorry, the Republican. Otherwise, I'm not seeing any of the Democrats winning Nebraska. I mean, Nebraska is a very Republican state. Even though, yeah, Omaha and Lincoln, there might be Democratic strongholds, but when you go to the heartland, it's really not competitive at all. At all. I'm gonna say it again. It's not competitive. So you need to really to be an independent to try to win those voters. Not going to be easy, I can tell you that. But yeah, we'll have to wait until we have more news about that race. I already have a video in the channel about Nebraska, so you can check that if you want, about the Senate in Nebraska. Right now here, we just got 10% of the vote. Margin shrunk a bit. Okay. So we got more votes in Jefferson County, and the margin was 46-42, and right now, since years is now 45-43. So the margin is actually closing in with more election votes. So this is actually interesting. We got a bit of election votes. So they went for capital. I can tell you that because the margin in numbers shrunk. So this is interesting, and looks like my thesis is not correct because William Forbes is MAGA and running in the Dem primary. I'm sorry, here. Where? Here? Okay, here. So he's a Republican and he's running in the Dem primary. That's going to be interesting. So he might do better in the rural counties, and then Cindy Burbank might do better in the Douglas part in Omaha, basically. We might see that. Also, Sarby, that's a suburban county. So we might see Cindy doing much better in those two counties, also in Lincoln, and then Forbes doing better in the other ones. That's just from that analysis, it's what I can tell you. But I'm not really inside those races because those are not really important races. I mean, I'm trying to focus more on the swing states. Even though Nebraska can be competitive, it's certainly not going to be with a Democratic primary. It's going to be with that independent. And I didn't even mention the Democrats when I did the video because it's not really significant. So right now we got Raleigh County. What is happening here? I mean, I don't know what those candidates are, to be honest. I don't know. I'm just seeing that the incumbent is losing, and here's still the same thing. Even though Xiao Maoing is actually recovering a bit, probably it won't be as easy as he thought initially. And yeah, right now here still in Newark, we're still at the same point. Okay, now the margins just went up a bit. Okay, we got votes in Mongolia. Let me just check that. 49% now, 67% for more Capito. Just go here again. 67% here, 49% of the vote. Yeah, but I think probably those two yellow counties they will go to Capito when everything is said and done. That's my expectation. At least it seems that that will happen. So far, we're seeing every indication that Capito is going to continue winning those election votes. So far that seems to be true, but that was not my expectation when I started this. But right now, it seems that that is happening so far. Okay, we just got more votes. I don't know where. If you can go just here. No, it was not. Pleasant County, maybe. 25% now of the vote. 70-20. Yeah, and he's getting. But even though, even if Capito can get 70%, it's not really that huge. I mean, she's an incumbent, so she's like obligated to get a huge percentage of the vote. And the Democratic side is still this mess. We got the first votes in Ohio County. Yeah, yes, it borders Ohio, if I'm not mistaken. Exactly, it borders Ohio. It's next to Jefferson County. Jefferson County should also have one here. I mean, Americans are really great at coping names so far. And Ohio County, that's the city of Wheeling. Right now, 69 for Kessler. And Kessler was expected to win after this mess started. Right now, she's losing it by a substantial margin. And yeah, I mean, if you have any question, feel free to ask. I'm gonna be very happy to answer. But yeah, so far 13,000 to the turnout. The Democrats are actually getting higher turnout, especially around Mongolia County. They're doing very great, which should be Democratic in a blue wave year. Right now, just got more votes. I think it was here in Tucker County, 44-29, 29 for Kessler. So Kessler is closing the gap a bit, even though it's gonna take a while. And Tucker right now 76% for Capito, and that's why she's getting now a huge percentage of the vote there, 76%. And yeah, that's interesting. Now we just got another one, which was Putin. Now Putin, we already got that one. Jackson County, I think it was that one, 66-20. And now here he went for Rio Phillips. Who is Rio Phillips here? Getting 8.5 is winning one county. So everybody's winning one county in the Democratic primary. That's amazing. I mean, at least you can divide counties for you and to actually get counties for everyone. So far, we're doing that. We're getting counties for everyone, which is interesting. We just got now Mercer County and Zachary Shrewsbury. Shrewsbury is getting 75% of the vote there with 14% of the vote. That's interesting. I don't understand those candidates. I don't know who they are. I'm really sorry. So I don't mean to be disrespectful, but it's just because it's a lot of elections. If I'm just trying to know everything, it's gonna be a mess. And I don't know, of course, the candidates. I know they're gonna lose. I know that, but I'm not so sure about who they are and what they defend. I know that Zachary is the most progressive one. I know that because I now use ChatGPT to understand that. In Newark, we're still at the same point. And here now the margin is as close to 5 points in the West Virginia 2nd Congressional District, as you can see here in the map. Now the margin is increasing a bit for Kirkpatrick in the 2nd District and the 2nd Division now. Bill Flanagan is winning with 59% of the vote, which is actually a substantial percentage. When it comes to the primary here, still the same point. Nebraska will close in 40 minutes. And I'm going to do a quick break. I don't know, maybe around 5 minutes or so. And I'm going to be back soon with more updates. Probably a little more than 5 minutes, around 6 minutes at 1:20. I'm sorry, not 1:25, but at 8:25 I'm going to be back. And don't forget, tune in, subscribe to the channel down below, leave your like. I'm going to be back in 6 minutes analyzing more results. I'm going to leave it here open in the Republican primary. So guys, I'm back now, and we have now 14% of the vote in West Virginia, and we have now 8 people watching. Thank you guys so much. And yeah, 14% of the vote, 67%. As you can see here, Jefferson County flipped. I mentioned that the election day vote was going for Capito, and it flipped already. Now 5 points for Capito, as you can see here, and now started the night 46-42 for Willis. And if you go here to Morgan County, we're still waiting for more of the early votes. That might be better for Willis, but still not in a great situation for him. And we're still waiting for Charles, which is the biggest portion. We're still waiting. The Democratic side is still a mess. As you can see here, Jeffrey Kessler is doing great here in Ohio County, getting 73% of the vote. But as you can see here, every county is getting a sizable percentage. And when it comes, we have 6 people watching. When it comes to, we have 100 views in live stream. That's also interesting. When it comes to the Newark mayoral election, we're still at the same point, which means we're still at 12% of the vote. In West Virginia, the second congressional district for the Democrats, the margin just became even closer, but we're up to 31% of the vote. And in the, I'm sorry, I just want to check it here. We already projected that. Carol Miller in the first district. Let me just show you that one. It's not really competitive. I mean, the Democratic side is actually competitive, as you can see here. The Democratic side is 54-46. Maybe I'm going to talk about that later if that actually stays competitive. But here, Carol Miller is doing better in the more moderate communities in West Virginia. The better for the Democrats. The best communities for the Democrats. You can see Boone County or Campbell County, and is doing worse, getting actually 67% in one place, which is Bingo County. In the more Trumpy candidates like communities like Trump got 86% here in that particular region. So that one is already projected by the Associated Press and also by Decision Desk HQ. They already projected that as well. 30% now for Kirkpatrick, and here Bill Flanagan is getting 59% in the Division 2 race. Now we have 4 people watching. Guys, if you're there, you can subscribe to the channel. We're still at 501. I think we can get an auto subscriber today. And polls will close in Nebraska in just 31 minutes from now. And this just became even closer. We just got now Fayette County, and look, Tom Elling is getting 87% of the vote. So we're still waiting for Kanawha County and those 2 places to come in. Jefferson County right now, 59-41. I just want to check the percentage, if it is actually growing or not, for Bill Flanagan, but it's going to be an interesting race here as well. Certainly competitive. And here now, 67.5. And we have most of the state already filled in, even though, yeah, we still have some ways to go. We have Charleston County is the biggest portion of the state still missing to report votes. But the rest of it is actually not really surprising, as you can see. Next week, we're going to have a lot of primaries. That's actually interesting. Next week, next Tuesday, we'll have Alabama, Georgia, Idaho, Kentucky, Oregon, and Pennsylvania. I mean, of course, Pennsylvania and Georgia, the 2 most interesting ones. Kentucky at some point, Idaho as well, Oregon, and Alabama. Certainly very interesting elections, and we'll have to wait to see those as well. Don't forget, we'll have the live stream starting at 5:50 p.m. Eastern Time, and we'll finish probably around 4 or 5. I'm sorry, not 4. Around midnight a.m. Eastern Time. It's going to be an amazing live stream as well. I hope so. And I hope to be much more interactive than this one, because this is actually not being so fun in terms of the people. Texas will be fun. Texas will be on the 26th, if I'm not mistaken. Exactly, the runoff. I'm just checking here. But that's, early voting already started. I mean, you can actually send your mail-in vote already if you are from Texas. But yeah, we'll have to wait and to see more things happening in Texas. Paxton and Gordon, that'll be an interesting race. But we'll still have to wait and see. Right now here, okay, now Stephen Wendland is doing better in the votes we got. Here now, 67.1, and where the votes came in, I'm not so sure. I'm not really so sure. I think it was here in Jefferson. Right now, it's only a 3 points win, even though, I mean, we got mixed results, but it's not really big of a difference. And I have 7 people watching. Maybe we can check the demo here as well. Just became closer, but it went down for both. Olin Laura is getting better. Yeah, I think it was here in Jefferson County. Now we're up to 82%. At least here, 82%. And in the in the Division 2 election now, 13 points win. That's still and that's still a safe margin if it holds. Of course, it doesn't mean it will hold. And here, okay, now one person lost their county, but as you can see here in the Democratic side, 41-24, not really competitive. And yeah, in the Democratic side, we have two very competitive primaries. That's actually interesting and also fun to watch. And yeah, here you can see here, still waiting for those projections to come in the Court of Appeal. Let's check that one just for the matter purpose. 58-42, still independent incumbent is losing. So have a lot of incumbent losings here tonight. And in mayoral, it was uncontested for in the Charleston primary, and in the Democratic, we're still waiting for Goodwin to win. I mean, he's an incumbent, so he might win that. Right now, we just got 67% for Capito, 21% of the vote, and now in 29 minutes, polls will close in Nebraska. Got Marion County polls margin actually closed a bit, a lot, I would say. And here now, 32-25. Here, the margin just went up for Bill Flanagan. And let's go to Newark, still the same point. Let's go to Georgia. I think we might have that one already finished. Actually, yes, we have everything finished here in Georgia. Only the provisionals are missing. And Alvin Payton will win that with 36% of the vote, which is actually an interesting result, of course, if you consider everything. Right now, in the Republican side, it's 100% for Capito. And in the Democratic side, I'm sorry, let's go to the Democratic side. Anderson right now is winning with 86%. Now we have 9 people watching, guys. Thank you so much. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Leave your like down below. That helps the channel a lot. And I mean, of course, it doesn't cost you anything. And yeah, that's really my hope for you to subscribe, to like the live stream. And right now we have, I don't know how many likes we have. We have now 5 likes. I think we can do better. I think you can like more. And yeah, that helps a lot. Let's just go here again. Now 67.3. And I don't know where the votes came in. Maybe I can check it here. We're still waiting for Charleston, which will be a very strong county for Capito. At least we expect that way. I expect that way. I'm sorry. And yeah, we're still waiting for a lot, as you can see here. Not really a lot in percentage. We already have 23% of the vote. But in 1 hour, I expect a state like West Virginia, a very small state, to do much better than only 20-something%. I think they can do better. And so far, they're actually taking a bit of time, but I think they can do certainly better. And I'm just gonna add there the subscriber count. I mean, I think I can do that. Sorry, let me just try here to do that. I'm sorry. Next goal is of course 600. I'm just trying to do that in a way that it doesn't really bother you. Bothers you a lot, but I mean, it can be there just for the purpose. Not in this color, maybe in this color here. So you have there 501 to 600. That's the subscribers we have today, and that's the goal for, I don't know for how many time, but probably for next week. I think we can reach by next week 600. I think we can do that. We have a live stream today. We also have a live stream on Saturday. I think we have one on Saturday. That's the Louisiana primaries, but not in the House, because the governor just called for a special session to approve a new Republican gerrymandered map in Louisiana, and he canceled every Republican, every primary for the U.S. House. And right now here 68% for Capito, so she will increase the percentage. And yeah, still okay. We got Charleston. That's why the margin went up. Now 35% of Charleston is already in. 75% for Capito, as I said, higher than what she's getting right now statewide. 68 right now, as you can see. So the biggest bubble, still the votes. Bigger the bubble, the more votes are still outstanding. Is still in Kanawha County, but I mean Berkeley still some of the votes there. In the Democratic side, a big bubble, as you can see here, is of course in Charleston. 7,000 votes still waiting to. And right now it seems that the Democrats will win the turnout in Kanawha County. That means they're getting at least a swing of 17 points. That's actually interesting. Of course, these are primers, but it can show enthusiasm at some point. Right now, this just became even closer. And here, actually not a big win. Not a big win for Tom Ewing, even though he won. This was not a big win. I was expecting much higher. It was not really a big win. And yeah, guys, if you're there, subscribe to the channel, help the channel. I know I'm a bit sometimes I can be here saying those things and probably would say, well, you're very boring saying those things, but it really helps. And you don't know sometimes how much it helps. It really helps. Right now, I'm still not winning anything doing this. That's why only the donations, but I really want to make this thing a living, and that's why I'm just asking you to subscribe because it really helps me a lot being here every night, every day, saying you or at least mentioning the best things I can do, and that's really my goal here. In Nebraska, polls will close in 23 minutes, and I'm gonna do another break of around 8 minutes, and I'll be back when it is one. I'm sorry, not one. I'm just looking for the Portuguese time, but that doesn't make any sense. I'm gonna be back when it's 8:45. I'll be back by that time. And so far, yeah, I'm gonna leave it. I don't know, maybe here in the Republican primary as well, because that's the one I think it's the most interesting one, because it's the one that will have the highest turnout. And yeah, I'll be back soon in just 8 minutes from now. So guys, I'm back now, and yeah, if you have any question again, now let's just recap what happened when I was not here. Actually, let me just try now to check. And now we're up to 40% in the Republican primary. We're gonna get around 120,000 votes, not more than that. This one is gonna be it's gonna be very competitive. Jefferson County, also Morgan County. We just got Berkeley County in terms of the votes left, as you can see here. Bigger bubble is in Kanawha County, that's Charleston. And in the Democratic side with 60%, now this is a much more interesting primary than it was before. As you can see here, right now it is going 37 to 27. That's a 10 points margin. But yeah, we'll see about that. We see here the more progressive candidate, Zachary Shrewsbury, getting the higher percentage in this part here, getting higher 70s. That's why he's now at 16%. And then Jeffrey Kessler getting higher percentages here, getting actually 86%. The problem is there's not much votes left there. And now polls will close in. We just got none. We're still the same point. Okay, here Ace Parsi ahead because of the rest of the votes in Mongolia, and also here High County and all of the panhandle, I would say, of West Virginia. And now, yeah, here as well, still the same, and this is in a well place for Pete Kirkpatrick to win this race, and also here for Bill Flanagan as well. In the West, okay, here's still the same thing. 41% of the Republican side, 61% of the Democratic side. We have now a lead of around 3,000 votes for the Republicans. So in terms of percentage, this is 106,000 votes, and the Republicans are getting 52% of the share of the vote. So 50-48 in terms of the share of the vote. That's not great at all. Of course, doesn't mean we'll continue like that. Probably won't. But so far, that is not going in a way that the Republicans were actually wanting. And maybe they will expand the margin to up to 10 points or so. But Trump won this by 42. They were getting an underperformance, at least in turnout. And turnout is very high correlated with enthusiasm. And right now, this shows that the Democrats don't really have a lot. The Republicans don't really have a lot of enthusiasm, and that's why we're actually seeing this happening so far. So as you can see here, 42% here, 61. Right now, we're still waiting for a lot of those rural counties to report. Also, Charleston still at 35, so we're waiting for 65% of the vote there. Okay, now we just got more now, and 57 to 52. So in terms of the percentage right now, it went up from 51.9 to 52.3, so that's the percentage is going up, but still this is not very high considering this was a state that Trump won by 42 points. So we're not seeing that differential in terms of the turnout that happened in the previous election in 2024. So guys, if you're there, we now have 7 people watching. I mean, if from those 7 people, 1 subscribe, that helps a lot. It makes us reach 502 subscribers. That's amazing if we can do that this live stream. And yeah, polls in Nebraska will close in 9 minutes so far. We are almost there, and now this is even becoming much closer. But yeah, most of the votes are already in this part here. Even though we got Wetzel now and also Tyler County, it seems that I don't know. Maybe Jeffrey Kessler is from here. Maybe, not so sure about it. And yeah, still 9% in Morgan County for some reason. And here we also have the 2 very competitive races for the U.S. House in the Democratic side. And here, let's just go for incumbents that lost elections. So far, as you can see here, yeah, we're still waiting. This is actually interesting. We're still waiting for the projections to come, but it's very interesting. In the Senate, we have some. Here, in the Republican side, everything is projected. The Democratic side is still waiting for both to get projected. Here, 52-48 in the 1st congressional district, as you can see here. Very interesting. I mean, not this one here, but that's also interesting. I mean, an incumbent only getting 72%, and it's actually losing some counties. And here we have 5 points lead. 5 points lead so far. And it's going, Charleston's going for Vince George, and then this southern part, or southern western part of West Virginia is going so far for Britta Aguirre, or Aguirre. I'm not so sure how to say it. I'm really sorry. And yeah, I think that's it so far. I don't really have. Okay, now it just became even closer. We got more votes, and the margin is now less than one. Not is less than 1,000 votes, less than 500 votes. Actually, it's 400 votes. McDowell's have some votes there. Also, Wyoming County. Wyoming County, very interesting name. But the majority of votes are in Kanawha County, and that's the highest, the highest county in terms of percentage for Georgia. Right now, he's winning. So yeah, we'll see about that. This one is still standing at the same point. Here now it just became even closer, even in the Democratic side. In the Republican side, we just now approaching 68%. Yeah, in the Democratic side now it's 10 points, but I don't think it will be enough. Let me just try to check this. So 10 in terms of the turnout, 61 plus 55, which is 116 right now means that the Republicans are getting 52.6. They're actually, I'm sorry, actually higher than that. I'm sorry. They're getting 53%. So now they're probably going to reach 55. They're going to reach a margin higher than 10 points. The problem is that is still not very high, and they probably would have wanted a better percentage of the vote, and right now they're not actually getting that. And yeah, I mean, if you have any question again, I'm gonna be very happy to answer. And in 6 minutes, polls will close in Nebraska. Again, I'll do a quick break because there's nothing I can tell. And in 6 minutes, I'll be back with the polls closing in the state of Nebraska. I'm gonna leave it here in the U.S. Senate Republican primary election. I'm back, guys, and as you can see here, now we're only 14 seconds until polls close in the state of Nebraska. Now only 5 seconds, and we're actually gonna have results, I think, pretty fast, because, yeah, Nebraska is not really a big state. You got like 1 million votes in 2024. We're not expecting too much out of it. And yeah. What about now in West Virginia? As you can see here now, in the Senate, Capito is getting 67% as it was before. Here we're still at the same point. Still now 52% in Kanawha County as Charleston. The bigger bubble is in Mason County. That's going for with 71%. Also in Wayne County, we get not Wayne County. Sometimes people think that's in Michigan, in Detroit, but it's actually in Detroit as well. We got the one here in West Virginia, and one in Greenberg County, Preston, and in Kanawha. And in the Democratic side, now the lead has been cut down to only 8 points, and that is continues to shrink, at least as more votes are coming in. And I just want to now go to, okay, that doesn't matter. To be honest, in the Supreme Court, as you can see, now 50% of the vote is in, 31.3 to 25.8. That's the margin continues to be at the same point, more or less, 54% here. I think we can project Bill Flanagan in the Division 2 special election, and I'm not going to say anything about this race yet, but here I think we can say that Bill Flanagan will be the winner there. Here, we can close that as well. The Newark mayoral election, look at this, 71.5 now for Baraka. He's probably going to win this, and I think we can also project him to the winner here in the Newark mayoral election. Here, very competitive election in the Democratic side. So as you can see here, we have very competitive elections in both Democratic U.S. House, even though they're both going to lose. It's very interesting to have a competitive race. And now we just got our first votes. Look at this. It was very fast. And William Forbes, you mentioned that as a Republican that's running. The guy is a Republican that's running as a Democrat in the Democratic primary. Now we got 47% of the vote in the Democratic side and 90% of the votes in the Republican side. What happened here? Now probably we're asking, what happened here? What happened is that the the early votes came in very fast, as you can see. And we're not seeing anything competitive here, to be honest. In terms of the Secretary of State, this is actually competitive so far in the Republican side. In the Republican side, as you can see here. So Omaha is going for Scott Patterson, is almost defeating the incumbent so far, which is interesting. But okay, we just got more votes now. 1948. It's supposed to be fast, I suppose. That will be fast. So in the second district, this will be a win for the Democrats, at least we think. I think that will be the case. 3% now in the third district, and as you can see here, this is going to be very interesting. Not here, I'm still here. This is the portion of the second district. You have Omaha, Douglas County, Sanders County, and Sarpy County. We already have 62% of the vote in. That's just the early votes, and we already have 61% of the vote. We have now 7 people at the same time, 8 people at the same time. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, leave a like down below. I think we can reach at least one new subscriber today. And John Kavanaugh is winning right now. Again, Denise Powell. 39.7 to 36%. That's interesting. Of course, we still have some votes left. Not a lot of them, but only 17,000 votes left in Douglas County, which is Omaha. And as you can see here in West Virginia, let's just check again. 67 to 35. This is still shrinking as more votes are coming in, but probably not enough to flip it. I just want to check out the margin in terms of percentage. So 74 plus 63, and that's a percentage of 54% for the Republicans in terms of the turnout. Nebraska, they're having election parties. What do you mean by that, election parties? I don't know what you mean by that. Maybe you can explain it better. As you can see here now, Peter Ricketts just got projected a winner in the Republican side, getting 78% of the vote, which is expected. I mean, everybody expected that. And yeah, right now I have 9 people at the same time, guys. Thank you so much. And yeah, I don't think. Okay, now Jim Pillen, also the Republican in the governor race, also got projected with 75%, even though he's barely winning Bucks-Butt County. That's interesting. And in the Democratic side, which is interesting, here you can see Republican side, an incumbent governor is getting 75% in the primary, but a Democrat. It's not even in governor. It's not incumbent, of course, because we got Republican governors in Nebraska. He's getting 93%. That's really the Democrats are really united around a single person, and the Republicans are not. To be honest, as you can see here, this is the portion of the third district, the largest one in terms of size, but it's not the largest in terms. I'm sorry, all of them have the same population, but this one is the largest in terms of size, and it's a solid Republican place. And the second one, as you can see here, should be a toss-up. And where's the second one? Here should be a lean Democratic. I mean, it's a toss-up to lean Democratic. I would say it's more lean Democratic as well. Now I have 12 people at the same time. Guys, thank you so much. Don't forget, subscribe to the channel, leave a like down below. I think we can do even better. And now I think we have 6 likes. I mean, if all of those 11 people like the live stream, I think we can reach 15. And that will be much better. That helps the live stream getting promoted across YouTube. And now let's go to West Virginia again, 5673. Here we're still the same. We didn't project that one yet, but here in the Division 2 we already projected Bill Flanagan to be the winner. In Newark now, the Associated Press just projected it. Baraka to be, of course he's a Democrat, even though he says a nonpartisan candidate wins the Newark mayoral race. I'm gonna just close the tab because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We already have the winner there, and I have 10 people at the same time. So this is Secretary of State, as you can see here, very competitive in the Republican side, 50.43 to 49.57. The most votes left are in Omaha, and also these very small counties. They're very small, but they matter. Right now, it seems that Bob Even, the incumbent, is doing much better in those heavy rural counties, and he's losing so far in the city of Omaha. And let me just go here again to, okay, now we just got rid of lean walls. And yeah, now Cindy Burbank in the Democratic primary also got projected. So everybody's projected except from the Secretary of State, the Republican primary, and also in the state legislature, we're still waiting a lot. I mean, not a lot, but still waiting for a bit of them to come in. And I think that's it. Okay, now we just now 1 point race. We're getting more of those rural votes. And I'm not sure how many time I will be here, at least for I'll say like 30 minutes or so. But we already have everything projected. I'm still waiting for the projections in this Division 1 special election because it's going to be very, very close. And also in the Democratic side, the House races and the House primaries, that will also be interesting, at least to wait for that. It's not really important, and maybe I will wait for that as well. Yeah, but guys, if you're there, you can subscribe to the channel. Helps a lot. It doesn't cost you anything. And I'm gonna just leave there the link, not expecting, but if you want, you can donate to help the channel grow faster. I'm gonna send you the link if you want, of course. It's not mandatory, but if you want to donate, if you want to help the channel grow faster, if you want to have more live streams, more videos, you just need to use that link and you can donate every amount. I mean, from $1 to $10, everything matters. So yeah, right now 78%. It's very close. Only 500 votes, and majority of votes are where? Well, where are the votes left? Basically everywhere. Basically everywhere we have votes left. Bigger bubble is in Mongolia, which so far is going for Ace Parsi, which is leading. Maybe that's gonna be a win for it. Yeah, I'm not so sure. We'll have to wait. But in West Virginia Supreme Court election right now, Kirkpatrick is getting 31%, and here we already project that one 61% right now. So this is actually okay. Just flipped one place here, but it doesn't matter. Now 18.6 for Tom Willis, and I don't know where the votes came in. We're still waiting for Morgan County. I think it's the one that has. We'll have some counties still at 0, but yeah. In terms of the votes left, the bigger the bubble, the more votes are still standing. Kanawha County, of course, also Wayne County and Mason County. In the Democratic side, we're at 74%. And yeah, and here's to waiting. Here's to waiting. Very competitive races in the Democratic primary. And the rest of it doesn't really matter. Let's go to Nebraska. We're still at the same point. In the Democratic primary, here's still the same as well. We just got more votes. Yeah, and I'm gonna be back soon with. I'm just gonna do a quick break, and in about 6 minutes I'll be back with more results. I'm gonna leave here in Nebraska because it's the one we still have more the most results, the more results missing, and I'll be back in 6 minutes. So I'm back, guys, again, and yeah, we don't really have too much out of new things to show. 49% of the Democratic side, I still think we're waiting for, yeah, the Secretary of State and Republican side is going to be a very competitive election, as you can see here now. 50.45, it's going to take a while. And yeah, I'm not so sure if I'm gonna wait for that. Here, 68% now in the Republican side, in the West Virginia, 76% in the Democratic side. The margin is closing, but I think we're almost at the point we can project Rachel the winner in the Democratic side here. We're almost there, almost. We still have to wait a bit more until we have almost 100%, almost 100% chance of being correct there. 82% here, 68% there, and in the, I'm just going to close this because this is not really what matters. I'm just going to now, okay, still waiting for the projections, even though we already projected one in the Supreme Court, already projected this one here to go for Bill Flanagan, and here we're still waiting. Here we're still waiting, even though the margin is closing. I'm sorry, the margin is getting higher, and it looks like Independent might lose this. And in terms of the votes still expected, Kanawha County, it's going for the incumbent. I'm sorry, not the independent, incumbent. And Wayne County is waiting for that. Only 6,000 votes left there, which is the whole county. We just check here. We go to Nebraska. Maybe we have something there. And yeah, nothing yet. Okay, this doesn't make, I don't care about that. So as you can see here, okay, we got most of the things already projected except from the House, second district of the House for the Democrats, as you can see there, and also the Secretary of State. We talked about that one before. We also have the State Board of Education, as you can see here. That so far this is a very competitive election, also nonpartisan. And in West Virginia, we're still waiting for the projection that the West House 2 for the Democrats, also the first one. And yeah, as you can see here, it's going to be an interesting race until the end. And I'm just going to open that one here. This is the Virginia Senate. As you can see here, 68,000 votes. And here, 73,000. And yeah. And what's interesting here is that this Democrat here getting 48,000 votes, which is actually higher than what Pete Ricketts is actually getting so far. Of course, it's just majority Omaha, so when more votes are counted, probably that will change. But what is interesting here is that she will drop out of the race, probably, as I said before, because she will let Osborne, the independent, to lead the race and to be a two for two against Pete Ricketts. That probably will be what happens here. So she's just there, but it's not for real, in the sense that what will happen is that she will not be in November for the race. At least that's really what I expect and what most people are expecting from her when it comes to the general election. Guys, if you're there, you can subscribe to the channel. Let's reach just 1 subscriber. I think that's possible. And yeah, I mean, we're still waiting for now. Okay, now we just got more votes. 69% of the votes, 76 in the Democratic side. Let me just check now the percentage. So now it's 56% to 44 if you round it up. So that's a 12 points margin. Still, Trump won by 42. That's a 30 points underperformance. Of course, that'll still be higher when we get more votes, but still not the best outlook you could get here. We're still waiting for Morgan County. Yeah, not the best outlook, I can tell you that. Here now, just becoming even closer. 9,000 votes, and here is over 20,000. We already project this one. Here, I think we can also project. Yeah, I'm gonna project that to Kirkpatrick because I don't think there's enough votes for it to flip. To be honest, I don't think there's enough votes here. Even though, yeah, it could possibly, but I don't think it's enough. So here in the okay, here 20%, 50% on the Democratic side. And as you can see here, yeah, in Georgia, we already got 600,000 votes for the early voting. and we shall have to wait for the election vote as well, and that'll be next week. That'll be very interesting to watch. Nebraska coming in quick. Yeah, those are the early votes. As you can see, they're very quick to count. And yeah, now it'll take a while to count the election votes. And yeah, I'm not going to be here waiting for everything, of course. You can see here the difference. We have 50% the Democratic side, 22% Republican side. So if you make the calculations, we're going to get double the turnout, or at least almost double the turnout in the Republican side. That we're going to get in the Democratic side. That's probably what will happen when everything is counted. Okay, now we just got votes where? I think it was here in Berkeley County. That's why Capito was able to flip it. 67, now 70% in the Republican side and 76% in the Democratic side. Now 77, I'm sorry. And yeah, this is closing, but not enough. Not enough for it to flip. The majority of votes are in Charleston and also in Wayne County. So waiting for that Wayne County for a long time. And yeah, I mean, still standing at the same. Now we just got more votes here. Yeah, nothing really important. Yeah, we're still missing a bit. So still about one county here that without anything reported. And now look at this. This is competitive. I can tell you this is competitive. It's only a 0.10% percentage points difference. And yeah, right now you got some rural counties that actually is voting for Scott Patterson. 21% in now. That's interesting. Now we just got more votes. 94,000 now for the Republican side. That's a lead of almost 20,000. 71% of the vote. Let me just check that again. I'm sorry. Yeah, nothing in yet. We're still missing a lot. I mean, we're still missing around 100,000 votes in Nebraska. Maybe I can check Nebraska here. If okay, let me just check that one. So here in the U.S. House, the first district, it says only 46. This is not correct. I'm sorry. Let me just go to Nebraska for Secretary of State here. As you can see, it's very competitive in terms of remaining votes. You can see Lincoln is going for even so far, and Douglas, which is Omaha, is going for Patterson. Right now, incumbent is winning, but only by 0.10. And as you can see here, the bigger the bubble, the more the votes are outstanding. And also the color bubble, who's leading in that area as of right now. It doesn't mean it will continue like that. It just means if it ends right now, who's leading there. And now we have 11 people watching, guys. Thank you so much for being there. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, leave your like down below. And now we just reached 502 subscribers. Thank you so much for the new subscriber. It's amazing. I just want to say really thank you for the new subscriber. You will have a lot of content in the next few days, so yeah, you should tune in. You should continue subscribed. And now we're only 98 until we reach 600. Of course, still a long way to go, but it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be fun. I can tell you that. So here we still have a long way to go in the West Virginia. Just got more votes now, 98,000. 74% the Republican side, 78% the Democratic side. Now it's a 22,000 votes differential. Very interesting. And yeah, probably it will continue like that for a while. We still have a long way to go in most of the places, especially in Nebraska. We still have a long way to go there. 20% only in the Republican side, so it's really a way to go. And let me just check here again now. Well, it's still the same. Supreme Court now, the margin actually increased a bit. Here's states the same. But yeah, I already project this one for Patrick. So it's going to be 2 incumbents losing here in the West Virginia Supreme Court. It's going to be an interesting race. It's going to be an interesting one, of course. 10 people watching, guys. Don't forget subscribe. We're now at 502. I think we can reach 505 or 503 today. And yeah, the goal is of course 1,000 by October or so, and 1,000 subscribers. I think that's possible. I'm gonna cover every primary, every election here in the U.S., also international ones. We covered the UK local election. That was a very great one, by the way. We got a lot of subscribers. That was amazing. Right now in the Secretary of State here, still the same, still 0.10. And yeah, still the same. In terms of the early voting, we got the 65,000 votes here in terms of the early voting. In terms of the mail-in voting, got 66,000. That was the votes we got previously, I think, in the first batch of votes. And I think that was what it was before when we first started getting the votes. And now, yeah, now we're getting 90.3 here, and this year 76, 75%, 93% here as well. And let's go to West Virginia again, because now we're at 85%. This is coming closer, and I think we're very close to project the winner of this race, even though we still have to wait a bit, but we're almost there. We are almost there here, but we still have some ways to go. But yeah, we are really, really close. And let me just go here as well. We got another one here in the first, 70%, 85, 70% overall, and 74 for the Republicans. Now we just got more votes as well. Still standing. Okay, now we just, it actually, I think it flipped. Exactly. It was 50, and it flipped the margin. Even though it's very close, only 50 votes separating. It now flipped. The incumbent is losing. Incumbent Secretary of State. That's not really a bad office. It's really a very important one. So if he's losing, he probably would have done a very worse job, a very bad job. I'm sorry. That's why he's losing so far. At least that's that's what it appears. Otherwise, he wouldn't be losing. It seems that. And yeah, right now I have 8 people watching. Thank you guys so much. And yeah, I just got more votes here as well. I mean, I don't know, guys. I'm thinking of ending the live stream in 10 minutes or so, because there's not much really what I can say. The Secretary of State here in Nebraska will be very competitive until the end, probably, but there's not much I can tell you, because it will take a lot of time to count the votes. Maybe I can find the official website. Maybe I can find it. If I can find it, probably will be... Okay, maybe I can find it here. Let me just try electionresults.nebraska.gov. So here we have the results. Maybe I can try to open it here. So here you have. So right now we have 120. We have 10% of the turnout so far, and we have 113 precincts already reported, which is 2%. So in Douglas, which is the Omaha, we have right now 31 of the 1,322 precincts. That's in Omaha, Douglas County. Statewide, let's go here to statewide. Yeah, we have 1,322 precincts. That's true. I don't know how many we had in Nebraska. I'm sorry, in Omaha, which is Douglas County. But yeah, so far as you can see here, yeah, that's interesting. We have 31 fully reported, and 113 are partially reported. 2.34 actually filled in so far. We just got more votes again, 25%. And in West Virginia, we just got more votes as well. Yeah, nothing really important. And here as well, nothing really too much of an importance. It's still setting at the same. Yeah, we can go to the map, as you can see here. And it has the color, which is interesting as well. I mean, I don't know. We don't have Omaha. We actually have Omaha, but it's not. We don't have any precinct reporting. I mean, Cherry County is done. Look at this, 84% in Cherry County. Let's go to the Secretary of State. Where is the Secretary of State? Let me just try to close this thing. Maybe I can just, go here. Maybe go to the Secretary of State. Where is this? Is this here? Like 50-50. It's very competitive. Let's go to county. And now even is losing by, Scott Patterson is winning by some 50 votes, 60 votes or so. Let's go to map, as you can see here. So, actually we don't have the results. This is 1 vote against 0. What is this? Legal marijuana now. I mean, that's the party. I don't know. What is this? And here still at 0. And this is this is governor. I'm sorry. I'm checking the wrong side. Or this is... Yeah, this is governor. I don't want governor. I want a map here, Secretary of State. So Right now, here you see Scott Patterson winning by 20 points. Here, Bob Even is winning by 10 points, and we have some counties right now going for Scott Patterson, which is the non-incumbent, and right now the margin increased to 50 votes or so. Now we have 502 subscribers, 7 likes as well. Thank you guys for the new like. And if you want to subscribe to the channel, yeah, that helps a lot. I'm gonna say it again. I know I sound a bit repetitive, but it actually helps. And now Scott Patterson has a bigger lead of around, that's 600 votes. It's actually going up a lot. And now incumbent is losing. That's interesting. I mean, that's interesting. And yeah, we still have a long way to go. As you can see here, in Omaha, we have a lot of votes. Still a lot of votes left. Now the percentage of precincts in just went up from 31 to 41. And now it's 3% in, already in. And if you go here to West Virginia, still at the same point, here 83%, and then 74 and 77, as you can see. 27% now in the Republican side and 52% in the Democratic side. I mean, I'm gonna wait for at least 4 minutes, and if we can achieve another subscriber, maybe I'll continue here for more, but if we don't, maybe I will end the live stream, because yeah. Let's go to New York Mayor again, just to check again the results. So 70%, 60% of the vote is already in. So here now at 102,000 against 80,000. Let me just check that one. So that's 182,000. That's 56% for the Republicans and 44% for the Democrats. That's not actually a very great result, to be honest, for the Republicans in West Virginia, in terms of turnout, of course, in terms of percentage, in terms of the seats. And for example, we go to Mongolia, the Democrats are clearly ahead by more than double the votes, like 66% in Monongalia County so far, which is a very ahead of what Kamala lost the county by 4. Right now, the Democrats are winning. If of course, if we compare turnout by a very, very interesting margin, which is like 60-40 or higher. Right now, the precincts in, okay, so it's 41. Yeah, but the only place we're left for results, the only place that is left for results, I think it's the Secretary of State here, because he already projected. I mean, this one is gonna go for a sparsity when everything is fully in, not by a very substantial margin, but probably will go for it for him. And here, yeah, here nothing yet, and this is gonna be. I already project this one to Kirkpatrick. And in the other West Virginia race, which is the first one, this will go also to Vince George, even though he has 30% of the vote to get reported. I think that will go. Why? I'm just trying here to catch. The majority of votes are left are in Charleston, and that is going for Vince George right now. So yeah, not really significant. Right now in Portugal it's already 3 a.m. So in the US Eastern time is 9:30 so far. And yeah, I think I'm gonna end the live stream. I don't know, guys. Do you want me to end the live stream? Because we already saw everything except from Secretary of State Republican side, but this will take a lot of time to count. I don't know. Do you want me to end the live stream? I mean, you can tell me your opinion. I really think that's the best decision I can do right now, because yeah, that's not really very important to be here. We're not gonna get too much out of new things. And yeah, probably I will end the live stream right now. Yeah, I'm just trying here to check if we can actually have another update, but maybe I will end as soon as we have another update for Secretary of State. I'll end the live stream. I'm just trying to wait for that. We'll end the live stream with most of the votes counted in West Virginia. I would say half of the votes counted in Nebraska, and that probably is great, even though, yeah. But yeah, guys, if you have any question, it might be great to ask it right now, because I'm gonna be I'll still be available to answer you. If you wait a little bit more, maybe I won't. So if you have any question about any race in the US, also international, you can ask me right now. I'm gonna be very happy to answer. But yeah, still waiting for another update, but maybe it won't happen as quickly as I thought. And yeah, 83% now in. We didn't get the votes we're missing, but okay. And yeah, right now I think I'll end the live stream. So thank you guys so much for being there over this night. We're here for 2 hours and 10 minutes. Such an amazing stuff. I'm gonna be back on Saturday with another live stream, Louisiana Primaries, and I'll be back as well on Tuesday next week with another live stream. Then videos, if you don't remember, we have videos Mondays, Wednesdays. I'm sorry, not Wednesdays, Fridays, and also Sundays. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, help the channel grow even faster, you can donate, and I'll be back on the next, which will be tomorrow. Thank you.